Wellington, we move to the men's welterweight division for a truly incredible matchup. One of the most exciting on tonight's card. A rising star, the new blood of the welterweight division, will face a legend of the sport with multiple world titles. Firstly, let's welcome this man to the arm wrestling table. He hails from and is representing the great arm wrestling nation of Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Savage John Therrien! Ladies and gentlemen, John Therrien, the Savage, waits at the arm wrestling table for the introduction of this magnificent arm wrestler. He hails from and is representing the United States of America, where he is a multiple national champion. He is also a former champion of the world. Please raise it up and welcome the Fury, Craig Tullier.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the past 30 years of my arm wrestling career, I met Craig Tullier in 1995. That is 30 years, ladies and gentlemen, of arm wrestling dominance in the country of the USA. Starting at 143 all the way up to 198 pounds. Craig Tullier has remained the absolute standard when it comes to American arm wrestling here against the Canadian.
Give me the shoulder in.
John Therrien has been electric. His last 5 or 6 matches, super impressive. This is going to be an outstanding match. Watch for the explosive side pressure hit of Craig Tullier. Once the brakes are on, it's only the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. He has multiple angles, multiple ways to hook and win these matches. Neil Pickup, what can you say about Craig Tullier that we all don't already know?
He's very little. He's tried and tested. Into his 50s now, Tullier, and he's multiple time national champion, world champion, really on the climb and still aggressive, still loves this sport, but he's really arm wrestling in a mirror. This man is like a young Craig Tullier. He's from Canada. His name is the original Savage, John Therrien, and he came to test the legend today, wants to make his mark and continue the stratospheric rise that he's been on. There's common opponents from these two men. Brandon Alcessa has fallen victim to both incredible battles. And look at that from Therrien. Confident young man, and the strap will be applied. Now, yesterday, Travis, when I spoke to these guys in the press conference, the comment that we heard from John Therrien, I will test and take his wrist. And when I do, if we're in the strap,
I hold it.
He's in trouble.
Open, guys.
Well, he did damage the wrist, and we're about to go into the strap.
That first round start was simply not what most of us thought. We have seen Craig Tullier in the past always in control at the beginning. That is a huge, great first step there for John Therrien. And listen, every single person up there in that frozen tundra of Canada feels that John Therrien is not only pretty good, but really, really good. This is a great matchup for both of these human beings in the strap. After that round one start, John Therrien has to feel really good right now.
Therrien is the reflection of Craig Tullier.
Yeah, it's want it tighter?
He really is. This guy is all gears forward. He's got massive arm strength. He can wrestle in any position, and he's very, very aggressive up there. But most important, he's bitterly confident. This guy he will not accept that he is going to be outgunned. And this may test the legendary American, Tullier, in the black shirt. John Therrien is in white, Canada, against the United States of America. Tullier, Louisiana native. Therrien looking amped and ready. This start will be critical. Down come the hands of John Therrien. The rigidity.
Craig way off the front already.
Don't move.
On that start, little lean into it there, but
that's a warning, not a foul.
Actually felt like John was pretty clean there, didn't move off center. But you can almost feel the intensity in the commentary booth, never mind on stage.
Yeah, these referees really tick-tacky today. My goodness, it could be a new day here at eastvswest. No one getting away with anything. My goodness, Ingeterzi, Robert, definitely tightening up the whole refereeing thing here. I'm enjoying it here. Watch Craig Tullier.
I'm like under
the elbow. Sometimes it likes to hover.
Don't move.
Go! Well, they're in the referee's grip, but it's Therrien who secures position. But that second hit of Tullier is venomous. What more concerning for John Therrien is that he couldn't dig himself out. And Craig Tullier, the man from Louisiana, with the early warning signs that he still has teeth. And Tullier with the win, the Fury secures the first one. Tremendous match. Let's look at that on the replay. Big drive off the start from Tullier. John Therrien sucked underneath and secured a position there. But look at that second hit again from Craig. And when he nails that, he holds his pronator so well in that dragging hook. And the drive to the pad was all it took. Brilliant match, brilliant start.
I know, I told him that I was across.
You could see Therrien, he thought he cracked the hand back. He was about to stand up. The victory celebration was about to be on. And lo and behold, the veteran Craig Tullier, listen, the guy's got a strong arm. Not the strongest arm in the world, but usually the strongest arm at the table.
I was across the table. I had to
to me like Craig could be a little stronger in Therrien. Has to be a little concerned with exactly how that match started. The confidence when Therrien thought that he had that hand. It's going to come to rear its ugly face here later on in these rounds. Also, watch for the elbow fouls. There was some banter between both of these athletes. A few jokes and memes over social media about Craig's elbow maybe hovering at times in his illustrious third career. When it was addressed by Craig Tullier, there was no smile. There was no laughter. It was 100% stone-faced killer. He knows nothing about any elbow fouls now or in his past.
Here we go, John Therrien in the white shirt. I've got to be honest, I thought Craig was very lucky in that referee start. I thought the shoulders were a little wayward there. I'd have to see it again, but listen, you pay your money, you take your chance, and Tullier, we've all been there. The experienced arm wrestler utilizing that exceptional experience and gets the win. And deserved to get the win. Magnificent arm wrestling. Here we go, we're into the strap. An opportunity now for John Therrien to show that he has the experience, that he can match Craig when the match does turn ugly. The strap secured. Now do not blink, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be looking for enormous hits here, Craig Tullier.
Do you guys want to cover your thumbs?
No. Both of these gentlemen, I'd like them to go right to the straps here in round two. You can see maybe a little better start from John Therrien out of the straps, but he felt good. He felt something in those straps.
No moving from here, guys.
No problem.
No moving.
Bill Collins applying the straps right away. Here in the set grips, the thumbs have been placed
Yeah, this is good.
Now, do not blink.
No
you
moving.
can see
Don't move
the
on me.
focus on the face of Craig Tullier. Look at the
Move.
amp.
Go!
On John Therrien, a massive drive, and Therrien gets onto the A side, but Tullier, the pronation works strong, and he looks up at Tell. That did not look into me.
Yes!
We got a bad angle on that. Wow.
There was a lot of movement there. It's definitely going to be a parallel pin if it is a pin. And listen, the referee is right there. We're about
Let's go!
play, but listen, that's the thing with Craig Tullier. You're stopped in the middle of the table. This guy's got amazing amounts of side pressure, and he is very aggressive. I could see the look on Craig's face there. He felt that that hit was going to pin.
Look at
as
the
he raises
camera
up, look
angle.
at the
Come
smirk,
on.
and boom, there
We
it
couldn't
is.
see it. With the camera angle that we've got there, we couldn't see a thing. Hristo Delijakov's hairline looked wonderful, but unfortunately nothing there for us to view, and I don't know. The only thing I would say is John Therrien didn't contest it at all, and the pin stands. Craig Tullier 2-0 right now. John Therrien of Canada understands why this man is such a dominant force in the sport here in North America and globally for almost 30 years. Craig Tullier has won out the TJ. This guy is an advocate.
Yeah, an outstanding example of arm wrestling, not only for him personally, a ton of accolades, but Craig Tullier has been a pioneer in Louisiana, Denham Springs, Baton Rouge. Everybody understands that practice is at Craig's house, but hey, it comes with a price. When you come there, you need to be dedicated and ready.
I
Looked a lot
just saw
better
that
to me.
replay again, and I am not at all convinced that that was a parallel pin. Wrist to fingertips. It is wrist to fingertips. And that did not look like a parallel from where I was sat. But we could see a great deal of the back of the head of Hristo Delijakov, but I'd love to have been where he was on that one.
Being me from the great state of West Virginia and Craig from Louisiana, USA, I can tell you that was in fact a pin, Neil Pickup. What are you talking about? But the surprising thing here to me is that John Therrien now in match 3 is decided to go right to the strap. This is an interesting thing. John Therrien thinks before this match started, if he would take position 10 o'clock in a hook, that he could in fact finish that. Now, it's become abundantly clear he better start working on the hand and wrist, manipulating the setup in any way possible. If not, I can see Craig Tullier winning 3-0 in super dominant fashion.
Come back to
The height of the index fingers by comparison there, guys.
Okay, I get it. Okay, we're going to rotate you guys a little bit this way.
Very critically important.
There you go.
Craig Tullier free and high.
Let me just reset first before you start
John
closing.
Therrien complaining that his index finger is not level.
Okay, I'm
Now, guys, no moving.
And that he's
Neither one of you guys,
being
no
asked to
moving.
sacrifice height. Very critical that he doesn't lose
Just
height
wait a
there
little, right
on
there,
that index
hold it.
finger knuckle, because Tullier is
No moving.
incredibly explosive.
Needs to take a page out of Allen Lowe, get that elbow coming forward.
Go!
You see it right there on the edge.
Drive and back pressure now from John Therrien, much better from Therrien. Trying to expose the palm of Craig Tullier. Tullier with a big drive there. Therrien needs to be careful that he doesn't drop into that hook again. Needs to secure position. Transitions there. And now starts to tighten. And this is turning into a very interesting match. Elbow foul for Therrien, and I think his arm was about...
Little professional foul there from
I
John
think he was about to
Therrien.
fail. I think that bicep was about to collapse, and I think if he'd have hung in there,
Back up.
Craig Tullier would have pinned it.
Gentlemen,
Yeah,
no
I just
moving
think
from
he
here.
has to understand that that outside move is not only a good option, it's
gotta get
the
you guys close.
only
Only
option.
option.
And the patience.
Right, no
You
moving.
have to have the patience. You can't
I would have
imagine.
hung that pronator half trap, and he did
No
not
moving.
do that. And but interestingly, there was that when Craig started to drag, he failed the bicep of Therrien.
Warning. Shoulder came out.
On this occasion, I think Craig was hard done to there. I'm not sure he did anything wrong.
Yeah, it looked like that they wanted those shoulders a little more square. Just a little warning for Craig Tullier. Definitely the arm stronger. Can Therrien get outside? Stay outside. Be patient enough to finish.
Go!
Outside.
Elbow from Tullier there. Stupid back to the pad. And that's a second foul for Therrien. It is the win for Craig, the Fury Tullier. And he takes the match 3-0.
Arlington, Texas, United States of America. Make some noise for Craig Tullier. Outstanding effort. Take a look at the replay. Take a look at those elbows. Both of them liable to race just a second there. Staying inside, but you can clearly see John Therrien throwing the kitchen sink out at Craig Tullier. But the arm strength at 100%. Too much. And when Craig Tullier is in winning form, it's good for arm wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get up there and talk to Craig Tullier, see how he feels about that win.
Fucking sucks. I wanted a pin at least.
Hey, it's okay.
God damn it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the Fury, Craig Tullier. Craig, we talked about it before you guys came out here, myself and Travis backstage the same. This was experience. This was a display of old school arm wrestling, 30 years in the game against that rising star.
Yes.
You've still got the heat in your blood, there's no doubt about that, but today we saw you calm.
Yep. Yeah, it felt good. I've been preparing for a while. 30 years of pulling, all these years and experience. It comes to play. I've been called the old man, but it looks like I prevailed.
You can hear what the crowd thought about that, mate. What was really good there, you got to display all the areas of your game. He tested you in the top. He tried to flatten out your wrist. You were equal to it, and interestingly, in that third pin, I think his bicep was going to fail when you hit on him there.
It was. I felt him when he was starting to get up to the top. When I started going sideways, it was falling away, so he was going down.
Now, obviously, you've been in this game for a very long time, mate. You've been dominant in this game in North America. You've just underlined that dominance here. Where are your crosshairs? Who are you focused on going forward, and what's next for Craig Tullier?
I really like what Ingen and Robert Baxter's doing with East versus West, and I really would like another shot with the European. This is where it's at right here, everybody. Thank y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, raise it up and show your appreciation for the Fury, Craig Tullier.